I woke up the next day and like this is just a miracle from God. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's T Chris, aka Taylor Christensen, and today I am going to be doing yet another suggestion video. This one is from Julio Sepia. I hope I said your name right. It is how/why I finally turned to God, and what that was like is what he asked me to do. I'm not sure what the title is going to be yet. I'll come up with that soon. Obviously, you know, if you clicked on this video, it's above this video right now. This video is kind of hard to outline because I always outline my videos before I do them, just so I kind of know like what I'm going to be talking about, and I'm definitely a rambler. It helps me not to ramble so much. But this video came from when I did my testimony video, which I will link down below, and also I will put a little thing up in the bar. I always forget what side it's on, but one of these corners, that's where I shared my testimony, and this is where he left this comment and asked me how and why I finally chose God, and it just really made me think, and it was really good for me to think. That's why I like getting these suggestions from people, because it also makes me think about why I believe what I believe and how I came to that conclusion. I'm also kind of like an ADD person, so I need something to do while I'm talking, so that's why I have the pillow, because I think it's gonna kind of keep my hands busy. So anything that I'm sharing is nothing that I'm trying to like force into your life. Any beliefs I'm forcing into your life, this is just my experience and my opinion since I was asked. If you disagree, that's fine. I'm not trying to make you agree with me. This is just my experience and my thoughts on it, and I am welcome to hearing other people's thoughts. If you disagree, I'd like to hear why. Leave it in the comments down below. So the first thing that I outlined is 3 different basic facts that I believe to be true about all humans. I believe that we naturally, as humans, it's in our nature to worship something. That's why people worship money. They worship their relationship, their boyfriend or girlfriend, their husband or wife, their children. People worship their career. The definition of worship is in a noun form, the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. And version is to show reverence and adoration for a deity, honor with religious right. I think that we definitely honor things that don't always deserve, I guess, like our attention. And if you're not like a believer, a Christian or anything, then like I would say that you worship something else in your life. There's something that is an idol to you that you look up to and is your identity. Like without it, you don't know what you would be. So I think it's in our nature to worship something already. The second thing, I believe that God has put his moral consciousness in each and every one of us. And I know that this can kind of be a controversial statement, and that's fine. If you disagree, it's just my opinion. But I think that when God created us, he put in his moral consciousness into us, where I think that at some point in your life there will be a point where you question if God is real. And I don't think that's because you hear other people talking about it. I think that that's because that's a thought that you have ingrained in you from birth, and in your nature to want to worship something, your nature to believe that there must be something else out there, because otherwise what is the point? I think it's natural for people to question that, and I don't think that people really choose God for themselves until they personally experience him. Some people might from other people's stories, but I definitely was one of those people that had experienced it myself, and I think a lot of other people are that way too. Like you have to have a personal experience with God to know that he's real. Some people can't just like listen to the words of the Bible and be like, oh yeah, of course I believe in that, before you personally experience it. The third thing is, in times of need, this is always really interesting to me, because in times of need everybody asks for prayer, or now it's a thing to ask for good vibes. My non-Christian friends will ask me to pray because they know that I believe in God and they know that I pray. They ask me to pray when they're in times of need and when something is going wrong and when they need help and all this stuff. But what's interesting to me is, why would you ask someone to pray if you didn't believe in God, you know? And I don't think that all people don't believe in God. They might believe in God, but just don't want to live that lifestyle because they think that it's too strict and too religious and there's too many rules. But honestly, like ever since I've like been following the rules of the Bible, like your life is made to follow those rules. Obviously some of them are the Old Testament, and like that's a whole nother conversation. Not all the rules apply today, but like the laws of the Bible are actually meant to give you a better life if you follow them, because that's the way that God designed us and the way that he designed our lives to go. Those 3 things are the basic things that I believe, that kind of, I think everyone kind of believes in God, even atheists. I was actually reading this study that there was like this lie detector test put on at the school, and they asked atheists if they believe in God or have at some point, and they all said no because they're atheists, but they all were proven to be lying. If there's any atheists out there, like I'm just curious to hear your input. I'm not saying that you're wrong, like I'm not forcing this on you or anything. I think that a lot of people, from what I've heard, that are atheists is just because they've been hurt by the church, by the people in the church. But the thing is it's not the people that you're worshiping, it's God that you're worshiping, and God didn't do anything to you. Those are the things that I believe that everyone kind of has this moral consciousness that God is real in the back of their mind. But personally, when you decide to have a relationship with him, I think that there's like personal ways that you can experience him. The first thing that was personal to me, I know that he is real because in those moments where, when in my testimony video I shared this story a little bit, but when I was feeling really lonely, I turned to God. And when you pray, you feel comforted. It just feels right, you know? Like, it's not like there's always an answer to your prayer physically, but like you feel comforted when you're in the presence of God, and I don't think that that's a coincidence at all. The second thing is I've literally seen healings. I've seen people's arms get healed, their backs get healed, their hearts get healed. I've just seen like physical healings of like God when you're praying for someone and God works through you to heal someone. How can you say that that's a coincidence? That's just crazy. I definitely believe in miracles. I believe that they're still alive today. The third thing is I have watched how God's love can transform people's lives. I've seen people that have come from a really, really intense past of like molestation or abuse or gang violence or all of that stuff. Like, I've met people that have been involved in all of that stuff. I haven't personally, but I've experienced that with them, watching them as they learn with God and have a relationship with God. Like, their heart gets healed. Like, that's not a coincidence. There's no way that like in our human power we can just get over that kind of stuff. That's something that God has to heal you from to be able to move on. The fact that he can help you to forgive people, that's just beyond me, but like I have experience with that too. That leads me into the fourth thing, which is he physically has helped me forgive people. And like, even in the situation where I told the person like there's no way I'm gonna be able to forgive you unless God changes my heart, like even kind of doubting that that would happen, it literally happened. And I just want to share a quick story. Not every experience with God is going to be crazy and like out there like this. Sometimes it's just like slowly God helps you to forgive someone and feel love towards them and see them in his eyes. But other times it can be a cool situation like this. I went through something hard and I was really hurt by someone that was close to me. In my dream, it was one of my friends, one of my girlfriends. I was really upset with her and I let her know. I wasn't mean about it, but I just let her know like, hey, that really hurt me and I don't really see how I'm going to forgive you unless God changes my heart. I just don't see how that's gonna happen. And I was really upset. Like, I'm human, of course I was hurt. In my dream, I literally, guys, in my dream remember her walking up to me. And in my dream, like, I'm one of those people that like knows I'm dreaming. I forgot what that's called, but like I know it's a dream, I know it's not real. And I was like, why am I dreaming? Why is she in my dream right now? I don't understand. Like, I don't like her, I'm mad at her, blah 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 blah. She walks up to me in my dream and I hug her in the dream, and she was like, why are you hugging me? And I was like, I have no idea, I'm still mad at you. I have no idea why I'm hugging you. But the whole dream was just me hugging her. It was so bizarre. And then I woke up the next day and like, this is just a miracle from God, but I legit like was not upset with her anymore, and I like forgave her overnight. It was crazy. And like, I just feel like I understood her in a different way, and like I understood that like what she did wasn't personal to me. It was just like coming out of a place of struggle for her. She wasn't trying to hurt me, but like it really just helped me have a lot of grace on her and to like love her in a different way. And I'm not mad at her anymore. And literally that changed overnight. Like, that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, that had to be God. Like, I did nothing. I was mad at her the night before, had a dream, woke up the next day, wasn't mad anymore, and I told her I forgave her. That was really awesome. And I just happen to be one of those people where like God speaks to me through my dreams a lot, and it's different for everyone. People can hear God in different ways, but that's definitely one of the ways that I feel like God talks to me is through my dreams. That's one of the cooler stories that I've experienced. The next one is, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but number 5 is when I live the way that the Bible suggests we live. I definitely feel the most alive and I feel the most full. So that helps me to believe that the Bible is true. It is real, because all of the laws in the books of the Bible, like they talk about, you know, don't lie, don't steal, don't, like those simple laws. When you aren't doing those things and you're being honest with people, like that's when you feel the most alive. When you're doing those things, you kind of feel yucky and like not complete. I don't know if that point really makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is that I definitely feel the most genuine and the most alive, and I'm genuinely enjoying my life the most when I'm living in alignment with what the Bible says, versus when I'm just living my own life to like live selfishly. Like, that doesn't feel good at all. I don't think anyone really likes to be selfish, because that's like a bottomless pit that you never feel satisfied. Number 6 is just like overall just creation and nature and humans and like all of that stuff is so amazing to me. And the fact that like two humans can create another human because the way that God created our body, like that just like blows my mind. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And like our bodies can heal ourselves, and the way that creation is and like how beautiful nature is, like there has to be a God, you know? Like that's the kind of stuff where like I just believe in him, because that's crazy. Like I'm just like mind blown. Like our body it literally heals itself. What? That's just crazy. The next thing is number 7. I've had experience with spiritual warfare, and that's not something that I'm gonna go into much detail with, but I believe definitely in heaven, and I believe in hell, and I believe in angels, and I believe in demons. And I do think that those things are very prevalent in our world today. That's why I don't really like those horror movies that have like demonic stuff in them, because I believe in that, because I have experienced that. Yeah, all of those things are very real, but the awesome thing about it is that God already won. Like God is more powerful than any of the devil's armies. No matter how many demons are taunting you or bothering you from a day-to-day basis, like if you say the name of Jesus, like they have to flee, because God is infinitely more powerful. So that's the awesome thing, is like when you believe in God and really know that like he is the most powerful thing in all of the world, like there's literally nothing to be afraid of. And I should have mentioned that, but like you can be like fearless with God, because you know that he's infinitely more powerful, and like because he created everything, he like has more power over everything, literally everything. There's like nothing to be afraid of, you know? Like as soon as I grasped that, I feel like I was just like, ah, life is so fun. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just awesome. Okay, and the last one is, oh, that scared me. That was my speaker. It just shut off. Number 8 is, just to wrap it all up, I would just say that once you personally experience him, I don't think you can really deny him. If you have experienced him and you're not living in alignment with God right now, and you're like not believing in God, then I think that you're just in denial, because if you experience him, like there's no way that that's a coincidence. And if you're curious about all of this and don't want to admit it to people, I don't know where it came from to think that like being a Christian isn't cool and it's boring and it's all of these things. Like it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. I don't know where that stuff came from. So if you're curious at all and don't want to talk to anyone else about it, you can talk to me about it. I obviously won't judge you, because I'm putting my information on the internet. I would dare you to pray to the God you don't believe in. I would dare you, and see what happens, because he's definitely real and he cares about you more than anything, and you are loved. And there's like, oh my gosh, I just have so much I want to say. I should do a whole nother video on this, but like there is no place that you can come from where like God wouldn't accept you. People think that like you've gone too far for you to come to church, and church isn't a place for you. Church is like full of imperfect people. I am one of them, but like literally like everyone has issues. We're all messed up. Like I don't know how people believe that it's not a place for them. You're literally welcome. Everyone is welcome. Anyway, that was kind of the gist of that, Julio. Hopefully that answered your question. It was really enlightening for me to make this video, because I really had to think about specifically like why I believe in it, and I knew that I knew 100% that I believed in it, but I just didn't know like the specifics. So it was really cool to write all that down. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and go ahead and leave your comments down below whether you disagree or agree. I'd love to hear them both. And any suggestions for videos, go ahead and post them down below and I'll shout you out also. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will keep making videos, and you can keep being updated on these awesome videos that I make. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.